this, we're probably going to have a little bit more hope. Labor and the community came together in North Carolina or in Connecticut and won statewide paid sick leave. Okay? In Seattle, we won 190,000 workers in Seattle now have paid sick leave that they didn't have 18 months ago. Let's hear it for Connecticut and Seattle again. There's a pattern here. Labor in the community, labor in the community, labor in the community. Pick a fight that most people will rally to, and we can beat our enemies who are trying to destroy us and take away the future from the young people that we love and care about, as well as ourselves. And the grocery workers, you all probably know about this. Okay? They demanded 50 concessions. And the UFCW, the Teamsters United built a huge community alliance, including 751 and the rest of labor, but the community all over the place. And of course, they had the strike clock down at Westlake Mall. If you guys were watching that, I was down there because my wife was the secretary-treasurer of UFCW 21. Plus, I'm into this. You know, this is our fight. This is the people's fight. And with 2 hours to go, the companies blinked, took all 50 concessions off the table, and won some substantial gains. Let's hear it for labor and the community on this. They said it couldn't be done. You can't beat these big guys. They got record profits. Well, actually, we can beat them. We did beat them. And everybody's got to figure out how do we go on the offense again, no matter how long and how difficult it is. Larry.
Yeah, hey Mark, I just want to point out that there were some people in this room that went down to Westlake Mall on a Sunday night in the cold and stood with our brothers and sisters with UFCW. I'm sure you were there as well. And, you know, that's how we get these things.
Let's give a round of applause to the people who came down. Every one of these fights is my fight. Every one of these fights is your fight. And your fight is my fight, too. Okay? Even if I'm retired and I don't work for Walmart. Somebody, the sister here mentioned Walmart. The day after Thanksgiving, 15 workers in 1,500 stores across the country, some of them walked out. And in hundreds of those stores, they had never even contacted the union. It was like, we're not going to take this anymore. This is the big evil one, the biggest of the baddest. And by God, we're going to get them, and it's going to be a fight of workers all over the world. And by the way, Walmart is unionized in Germany, and they have not collapsed. I guess there's living proof that they might be able to survive if they had a union here. But this is our fight. This is their fight. It's the community's fight. And of course, the fast food strikes. You know, McDonald's is teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Oh, wait a minute. They made $5.5 billion. Sorry, what was I saying? Okay. They can't afford to pay their people a decent wage. They're not all teenagers. There's a lot of adults working there. People are nodding their heads. You know this. Okay? But they say, oh my God, you know, American capitalism will collapse if we pay people a decent wage. Hello? Well, maybe everybody could afford to buy some stuff if they made a good wage. Yeah.
Hey, it's $16 an hour in Australia. They
There you
didn't collapse there.
Right. Okay. Thank you. More proof. You know, McDonald's almost collapsed, but thank God they didn't completely collapse. They're just lying through their teeth. Fear-mongering and telling us there's no hope, there's nothing you can do. The students, you know, working class and poor kids want to go to college. And they got to borrow money, and they come out with huge student debts, and they're jacking up the interest rates. In 2012, the students went into the streets, raised hell, beat the crap out of the Republicans in Congress, and they actually kept the interest rates from going up. Let's hear it for the students. Yeah. You have a lot of allies in your fight. These folks have a lot of allies in their fights, because we're all part of the working people, and we're all part of the same community. We're just getting attacked in different ways. And we got to understand the old saying, an injury to one is an injury to all. It comes in different forms, but don't let them pull this on us. What do we need to do to take our country back? And I would say also build more power in 751. We got to inspire hope in people that people like us are capable of writing the next chapter of history that is more hopeful than what corporate America wants to do to us. And our history shows us that we can do it. And we're winning some important fights. We got to build unity. We got to get past wherever we're fighting amongst ourselves and go, look, We have a common enemy who's out to get us all. We got to educate the public that if we don't have a strong labor movement, we cannot have a strong middle class. End of story. Okay? You guys led the fight to build the middle class in Washington State. You really did. We got to rebuild the labor movement. That's what you're about. We got to build broad coalitions. Got to do that more, deeper, stronger, longer. We got to support aggressive mass movements and support people when they rise up and say we're going to fight back. We got to be there, and then they got to be there for us, because it's a unity of interest and a unity of the heart, not just you help me, I'll help you. Okay? We got to involve young people because they're the ones that are really getting hammered. Okay? And last but not least, we need to get rid of corporate-backed politicians who knife us in the back when our time comes and we need their help. You with me on that? Yeah. Okay. I got so many knife wounds in my back from going out and doorbelling for people that, God, I wish they just hit the rib rather than sliding it through. Okay? We got to get rid of these people, send them to the unemployment lines.
Yes.
So let me end, because now it's going to be your time. The ultimate test of a person, of a union, of a movement, and a people is not whether or not we get knocked down. It is what do we do when we get up? Are we stronger? Are we smarter? Are we more united? And are we more determined? This is always our choice. Nobody can take this choice away from us. And sisters and brothers, I ask you, stand up and let's take our country back. We can do this. Thank you, and let's write the next course of history so that our side wins.